What is going on? Today, I'm going to be talking about how I spent the last 30 days on the road. Now you might be wondering, why did I just spend 30 days on the road? Well, it's a great question. Well, I'm currently on the road, but the first 30 I thought were going to be pretty hard. And in this video, I'm going to talk about everything that happened in 30 days. So essentially, I spent 30 days on the road camping, every night in the swag, bar one night in a bed, and that was after 3 weeks. So every night I either slept in the swag, on the ground, or on the stretcher, or in the car, which I rarely did. And I have been camping, it's been camping, pretty much camping 30 days without the luxuries. How do I feel after 30 days? Honestly, pretty good. It's been a great experience. I think this is my calling. I mean, I always loved camping. This is the most extended period I've ever spent on the road, and 30 days is pretty crazy. So I thought I'd do a video and I'll let you know how it's going. So I'm currently in Kosciuszko National Park, and I think that's a really good spot for me to do this video. I mean, I was on the coast and I've come inland and I've spent over a week around these mountains. I mean, there's still so much more for me to do, but this feels, it's special here. I mean, we've got a hut, Long Plain hut just over here. There's huts everywhere. I mean, I've never done camping where there's been huts before. I mean, it's cold, it's been wet, I mean, it's been challenging. Past 30 days, I mean, the first week was great. And I think if you're watching this video, you may be setting out on a similar trip or wanting to see how it is 30 days on the road. I mean, people spend months or years on the road, but for me, to never have done a long period like this, but have the background of 30 days, I think set me up. I mean, it's been hard. I mean, the other day, one of the biggest hurdles I had was the other day I had some big issues. I mean, not major, but I had some issues and I was very frustrated, and all I wanted to do was just not do anything that was trying to fix the problem. But I did succeed in the end, thanks to my help of my dad. It's something else. It's hard, it's rewarding, not like your day-to-day life. I mean, I'm not working, but I am making these videos. So I am having a good time, but I'm also always at the back of my mind thinking about what I'm gonna film. Am I gonna film this? Am I gonna film that? So I am on the road working. I spend, I don't know, it depends on the weather and what I've got planned. You know, because it's been wet, I've actually spent a lot of time editing lately. I've got to keep up with it. I mean, I've taken a lot of photos and video, and I've been filming a lot over the snowies, and I think I'm going to do a separate video on that, but that's another story. I feel like I am working on the road, which is really good. I mean, I'm not getting paid for this work, but I am making something of it. I think some of the most interesting changes I would say that have occurred during these 30 days is, I mean, until I came inland, I was connected to the internet quite a lot. I mean, there was a couple of times where I didn't have it, but it wasn't until I came inland that I really started to be disconnected. And I think that disconnection from the internet, I spent a lot of time on the internet, reading, watching videos, etc. And I'm still able to, I spend most nights almost watching etc. whatever TV show, but I'm not spending a lot of time on the computer. Obviously I've got my laptop here, but because my battery, your time on the laptop, because of charging etc., you don't have a unlimited power supply, so I'm spending that time mostly trying to edit, whether that's photos or video or doing research. But I spend a lot of my time, I found in the first week especially, was research, because I haven't planned out this. I was researching a lot of where I was going, what I was going to do, what was there to do, looking at weather, looking at swell. I'm spending more time on my phone, which is interesting because I don't try not to when I'm back at home, but I guess the same sort of time I'm spending on my phone was on the computer doing other things. When it comes to the internet, I find I'm not up to date with socials as much. I'm trying to post stuff on Instagram to keep up to date, a bit of how everything's going on this journey. But for the past 30 days, I might scroll through every so often if I've got internet, but that's time. Usually I have that internet in the day than the night, so I find myself kind of not connected as much, which is a really interesting thing. I think it's really good to disconnect for a while. I mean, while I've been in the mountains here, it's actually been even more. There's a couple of little cell booster towers around, but whenever I get internet, I'm checking the weather. The weather's been really hit and miss. It's been okay at the moment, but it's hit and miss. I'm checking the weather, checking updates, pretty much, and checking campsites, checking what roads are open, etc. So I think it's really good. I do miss it, but I'm not craving it. So I think that's something, spending time on the road, you spend less time kind of keeping up to date with everything. That's a plus and minus, I would say. If you're watching this and you're humming and hawing about doing a trip like I'm doing, I think the big thing a lot of people have asked, and I will always get this question, is, I've spent this past 30 days solo. I've met a couple people, a couple times I'll spend the night camped up next to another group or a couple or whatever, catch up with them and meet new people, which is great. I mean, when I was in the city in Canberra, I met a bunch of people during the AFL Grand Final, which was great. But when you're out camping, it's not prime season right now, but there is no one here. I mean, the other night, another spot up further, there was an outdoor survival group, and I was chatting to them, and one of the guys was interested in what I'm doing. But yeah, the loneliness, I think, for me, I mean, yes, you do get lonely, but I think you get lonely when you start getting bored, I find. I think for me, that's what it comes down to. And if I'm bored, I'm lonely, but I haven't been too bored. I mean, it's getting to that point potentially at the moment where I'm running out of things in the mountains to do, and I'm deciding to head back to the coast. I do miss all my friends. I mean, I wish I could catch up with them, and I mean, I'll miss them more. Friends and family, it's hard. People, I feel like the thing with the social media, you keep up with it. I mean, I was overseas for 4 months, and it really didn't feel like I was gone for that long at all. But I mean, like, it doesn't even feel like I've been gone for 30 days. I mean, time's gone fast, and I haven't even picked up any work yet. A lot of people do get lonely. I think doing this, it's good as a couple or with a friend that knows what they're doing. I mean, I could have done this I'm not going to say anybody in particular, but I definitely could do this with other people, but not many. I mean, it's pretty hard. You've got to really work well traveling together. And that's what I find. I find you run your own race. 30 days, I really haven't planned out too much, and that's the big thing. You don't want to plan out. Yeah, pretty much, it's not for everyone. 30 days on the road, I mean, I love it. I don't hate it, but it's been hard. It's not easy. It's not easy doing this. Some days you don't get showers. I mean, I'm trying to swim when I can. I mean, I'm swimming in the freezing cold river. It's hard when you're not on the coast, you're camping, stuff's getting wet, stuff's getting dirty, but I mean, I love camping. So if you can appreciate spending time on your own like this, you can appreciate a lot of other things in life. So 30 days on the road, will you do it? Will I keep doing it? I will keep doing it, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna keep doing this until I sort of, I don't know, find a good job, find a place I want to live for a while, whatever. It's not hard. It's gonna probably get hard. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna come across some massive hurdles, but that's how it is on the road. But I think if you've got it in you to do it, you should do it for sure. And I hope that you've taken something away from me rambling about this. That is it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more of me on the road, in my car, traveling around solo.